Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, people? This is your man, CEO. I'm here with my guy, Hollis, and this is what you've all been waiting on. Some of you may know who we are. Some of you may not know us. So, Hollis, tell the people who we are.
We call next.
Yes, yes, yes. This is We Call Next. It is our pleasure to be here this evening. We got an awesome podcast lined up for you.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to be primarily on the production side, checking out the comments, playing the videos, making sure things go smoothly from the technical side of things, as well as co-hosting. And then my co-host, Hollis, he's going to almost serve as the moderator. So Hollis, why don't you tell the people what they can expect during tonight's live stream?
No doubt, no doubt. Thank you, Theo. And just welcome everybody. We want to welcome you back as we're coming back. In the immortal words of Rakim, it's been a long time. And
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's technically been almost 5 years since we had a We Call Next episode. So we thank you all for that, for those of you that have been asking us about coming back. And so just really quickly want to go over a few house rules as far as just understanding the flow of kind of the run of show for today. So really quick, throughout the entire episode, feel free to chat. Feel free to chat, throw different things in the chat, whatever your comments are, whatever things that you're thinking about. Because we're doing this together. Theo and I are doing this, and we'll speak more about our why, but we're doing this to honor Michigan City's finest, and you all are part of that. So we're also going to have some people on video with us. And so if you are asked to get on video, it's a very simple process where all you're going to be doing is you're going to click on the link that Theo will drop in the chat. You'll click on that link, and then you will put your name, and to ask you for a name. And so you put your name in there. And then from that point, you're just going to say okay when it comes to using your mic and your camera. You're going to hit okay. And then at that point, Theo will put you in what we call our virtual green room, and you will be on standby. And for the most part, we're just going to have one person at a time. But, this is going to be a dynamic show, and this is just going to be a great opportunity for us to come together as a community, as we give consistent shout outs and love to everybody. And so we're going to start off with, that's just our housekeeping rules, just to make sure everyone understands. And then as far as anything else goes, please continue to share it. Share the link on your Facebook and get other people to share it, and get those people to share it, and then ask them to share it again. So we want to get as large an audience as we can to honor so many important people in our city. And so Theo and we're going to have 3 particular talking point sections that we're going to go over today. We're going to go over our origin, because many of you, either you may have forgotten, because as I mentioned earlier, it's been a long time. And so you may have forgotten the why we're doing this. Then we're going to talk about as far as origin between Theo and I, how we even came together as friends and brothers, but then also our origin story around the podcast and why we do what we do. And then we're going to talk about the why for tonight and why this show is absolutely so special. And then after that, we're going to allow you all to be an active participant, continuing with the chat, right? This isn't you all didn't come to this show to listen to us talk. It's going to be an interactive situation, right? So we're going to give you all plenty of opportunity. So really, after we go over our origin stories, the rest of the show, we're going to honor our loved ones and some of MC's finest. And then we're going to pass it to you all and just allow you all to express and just share. So I miss anything, Thee?
No, I think you gave a great summary. So as always, since we're, this is the first time we've been back in a while, so please forgive us for any technical difficulties.
Right.
We're just trying to do our best to really honor people from MC.
Right.
Once again, we need your help. We don't want you just to, as Hollis say, to be passive, but be active participants. Absolutely. One of the easiest ways you can do that is in the chat. I've already seen people already starting to do this. Shout out the people that you want to just honor. We're going to try to bring some of those chats up on the screen.
Right.
Also, if you go over, if you're watching right now, you're watching on our page, you should see a share button. Share this video to your Facebook feed. That way other people can view it also. Get on your phone, get on your feed, tell people to head over and check out the video, support the video. We want as many people as possible to be able to participate and to experience what we're going to experience.
Absolutely.
Says the first thing we want to talk about is our origin story. So before we talk about We Call Next,
Right.
I want to share briefly for those who don't know us how Hollis and I met, but more importantly, how we reconnected.
Right.
Eventually led us to this story. So I'll let Hollis go. They say age before beauty. He's my big and so I'll let him tell his side of the story, and then I'll come and tell the real side of the story.
and feel free to put it in the chat, y'all, that I look way younger than Theo, even though he's younger than me. That's open terrain, y'all. Open terrain. So, but no, this has been my little brother, y'all, my little big brother since our Elston High School days. And the funny story is, I still remember. So we both played for the Red Devils, and the funny story is, I still remember his biological sister, Sunita. When I think I might have been in 10th grade at the time. She was like, my brother coming. My brother, he cold, and he was hooping in junior high at the time. And she was like, he gonna come and he gonna help or whatever. And I'm sitting up here like, man, I'm a Red Devil. We ain't tripping on no junior high kids. We don't know nothing about that. And so fast forward to my senior year, Theo was an integral part of us making history in Michigan City, being the first team to go semi-state since I think it was 1972, if I'm not mistaken. And so he was an integral part. He did a lot of the dirty work, rebounding, all those things. I remember we used to call him the Mask Marvel because he had to wear a mask because he would get so physical. And I think he might have broken. Did you get your nose broke or something?
Yeah, when the Hall brothers, when the Hall twins elbowed me in practice.
So it was internal fire. It was within the team. So, but then after that, Theo went on, and I'm very proud of him. He went on to have one of the greatest high school careers in Michigan City. He had tremendous amount of accolades and awards. Many of y'all know this already that are from our hometown. And he was that dude. Between him and Jason and, our boy Mel and Reggie and all those individuals. But Theo was that driving force, in my opinion. And Jason had the pretty left-hand jumper. But Theo was
he was nice.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get Jason on today. But Theo was that driving force. He had a tremendous career. And so what we always talk about is, and so Theo and I, let me go back one. I always thought he was hilarious, even as a younger player. And I always thought he was like the funniest dude on the team. And so we always had that connection. And then that connection just continued on. And so fast forward, when we got older and became adults, it just so happened we reconnected. And actually, I believe at my Aunt Virginia's funeral, and Virginia Merriweather, and we were like, yo, you serving the Lord? Yo, you serving the Lord? Like, and it was just like, wow, we have our friendship and our brotherhood went to another level because now we're serving the same Father. And it was just an amazing thing, So Nicole, she always shouting this dude out. They always shouting each other out.
Don't be hating. That's my baby.
They always shouting each other out. But our relationship, y'all, just went to another level. And and then for me, my better part of my basketball career was actually in college. And so he and I always talk about that because Theo ended up hurting his knee in college, whereas I was a little bit more freer. I'll say that word in respect. I was able to play my game a little more in college, and I had a great Hall of Fame career. So what do you think, Thee? Did I hit it right?
Yeah, you hit that right. I mean, I think the most important thing I'll just share, just to keep it brief, is the fact that one thing I liked about Hollis, like I said, we had a brotherhood in high school. We had the youngsters, whether it be myself, Jason, Reggie, who were playing varsity as sophomores. And, the older guys took us under their wing. But I think beyond the basketball, it was really just that reconnection we had after the fact, especially in terms of ministry, serving the Lord.
Right.
That's what really brought us back together.
Yeah.
And we just started connecting. By this time, Hollis was, I think for a while, he was in Jersey, then he was in Tennessee.
Yep.
And we just really got reconnected and stayed connected.
Yeah.
And it was all that connection and that relationship that, we were just always holding each other accountable, always encouraging each other, always just checking in.
Right.
And then the pandemic hit.
Right.
And it was like, man, you know, the world for the first time is shutting down. Everyone's at home. People are going through stuff. We got some time on our hands. And we've had ideas about linking up, doing some type of platform, some type of live stream, some type of video. So we was like, now's the perfect time. Let's really talk about life after sports.
Yes.
And that was the whole impetus for We Call Next. It's not just Next. It was a basketball reference, but it was how we were calling Next in life.
Right.
And so, Hollis, tell us a little bit more about just your thoughts on why it was important for us to start this show.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a perfect segue, Theo. I think for us, you know, Theo and I have always had Michigan City at a high level. Always had Michigan City at a high level. And we always wanted to honor, you know, Michigan City with our service. And Michigan City is near and dear to our hearts. Even though neither one of us currently live in the city, Theo lives closer, still in Indiana, but we always want to do something and pour back into the city. So it's actually funny because Theo would do service in the city, you know, as a pastor, as a minister, or in many different hats. And myself, you know, I wanted to do it. I had to do it virtually. So I began to have a little bit of a spotlight on Facebook, shouting out all the wonderful people and all the positive things, the David Greers, you know, and, you know, the Omega
Keys. I know you would often shout her out.
Always, just because I'm proud for people to come from Michigan City and to do so many wonderful things for a town that has less than 40,000 people. And so, and there's a lot of other celebrities that are actually from and associated with Michigan City that we could talk about another thing. So from that, the world stopped, as you all remember, and me and Thee was like, you know what? The time is now. And so we got on and we started doing it back in 2020, and we had a lot of great feedback. And so that's why when we stopped in 2021, just due to our own personal things and things we had going on. But I want to shout out Scott Bachman. I want to shout out, you know, Jamel, who we're going to talk about later. I want to shout out Eric Hubers. I want to shout out my brother Antoine Burks, my uncle Ricky Edwards. I want to shout out Nicole Williams, Sunita. We had a lot of people that was supporting us and following us. And, you know, we want to shout those individuals out. We were able to accomplish a few things. Like, you know, with Scott, we were actually meeting about starting a scholarship for a one woman and one male, you know, teenager, basketball athlete to help, you know, help them in college. So we're still going to begin to or continue to look at those things, but just want to let you all know we wasn't just trying to do a podcast. Like we even had some giveaways. Eric Hubers got a nice little We Call Next shirt. Shout out to Kevin Wren, for my boy in Tennessee, for setting that up. So we want to make an impact in the city, but we need y'all help, like Theo said. So we don't just need your help as far as sharing on our podcast today, but we need y'all help as far as impacting Michigan City. So
great stuff. And I'm just putting up different, as you continue to, so you just shout out your boy, and then he shall appear, you know, and so Kevin Wren is on again. I'm glad to see you back.
Yes, sir.
He's also a former baller who's currently still balling, but he, you know, get a little bit older up there, but he'll ball and he talk about how tired he is and how hurt he is. But it was great when I came down to visit Hollis in Tennessee. We got a chance to ball. But he's a great supporter and he's doing some great things.
On some amazing things. Y'all gotta look Kevin Wren. Words of Wren. Y'all gotta look it up. It's
Words
fire.
of Wren. So Kevin, you can drop your link up in the chat. We'll put it up on the screen. So we've already covered the origin story for Hollis and I, how we connected. We talked about how we reconnected, and we talked about the impetus for the show, why we started the show. But like Hollis says, as the young people say, when life be life and things kicked in. So it's not like we came together and said, you know what, no more We Call Next shows. It was just life happened. We got busy.
Yes. And
we would talk to certain people, whether it was my sister, whether it be my wife, Jamel. Every time I would see Jamel, he would ask, when y'all coming back?
Yeah, he did.
And I'd be like, yeah, we definitely coming back. We definitely coming back, even though there was no real plans for us to come back.
Right.
And then it was the unfortunate and tragic passing of Jamel Thomas
Yes.
that got that spark again. And so I remember just hitting up Hollis. We were talking about, the funeral and things of that nature, and he wasn't sure he's going to be to make it back because of some other obligations. I was like, well, worst come to worst, I'm definitely going to the funeral, but this could be the time for us to come back, because Mel, I had just seen him over the summer at a different funeral, unfortunately. And he was like, man, y'all got to bring it back. I'm such a big fan. And that meant a lot coming from a baller such as himself.
Absolutely.
And so God brought Hollis and I back for this reason. And first it was like, we're going to honor Mel. And then Hollis was like, sent me a text. We got to shout out Coach Falls.
Yes.
Because when he passed away, we didn't have an opportunity. It was a private service. We didn't have the opportunity to celebrate him. Mm-hmm. And in the moment he said, you got to celebrate Coach Falls, I was like, let's just take all the limits off. Whether you're a baller from Rogers, Elston,
right,
whether you didn't ball at all, if you're from Michigan City, let's celebrate as many people as we can.
Absolutely.
And when I say it was a daunting idea, a big idea that we both sometimes felt like, did we bite off more than we can chew? Can we really pull this off?
Right.
And it came down to you all helping. From the very first time that we put this out there on Facebook, that this is what we want to do, we immediately had different people reach out to us saying it was a great idea, saying how much you appreciate the fact that even if you had lost a loved one from 15 years ago, that we hadn't forgot that person.
Right.
And so imagine trying to put together a video and saying, I'm going to put these pictures in there, but only 2 people submit 2 pictures. It's not going to be a long video.
Right.
Michigan City, you showed
Michigan City stood up as always.
And I got a shout out to all of you. If we were having a hard time tracking down birth dates or death dates, I would put it on Facebook. And by that day, random people which were saying, here's the birthday, here's the death date, call this number. And so you all helped participate in this video in so many ways.
Absolutely.
But before we get to the video is coming up next. But I know Hollis and I, as much as one of the driving forces was to be able to honor you all, to hear your stories, to celebrate your loved ones, we also have had hurt, especially since, we've last had our show. And so we want to take some time before we get to the video to just shout out some people, tell a few stories about some of our loved ones that we want to honor and recognize. And so I'm going to turn the floor back over to my brother Hollis.
Yeah.
And he's going to have the opportunity to just show some love.
Absolutely. Thank you, Thee. And, this video was daunting. It's our way of not only saying thank you, but again, just trying to honor people. One thing I talked to Theo about when you don't live in Michigan City is, unfortunately, you get on Facebook and you find out people are gone and you didn't even know that they were ill. You didn't even get a chance to really pray for them or whatever the case may be. But then secondarily, what's even worse than that is, as we found out, there's people that have passed on. We didn't even know it. We may have missed that day on Facebook, or we may have, whatever the case may be. So this was why this was important, because all our loved ones are worthy to be honored, and especially during the pandemic and, and all these things. So just want to shout out a few people just off top. I got to start off with, I got my grandmother here, Merlene Edwards. She's our matriarch of the Edwards family. My cousins, Lisa, Tracy, and Kim, Virginia Merriweather's mom. This is why I'm over 6 feet, because if it wasn't for that, I might not have had no hoop career if it wasn't for her, but many of y'all may know my grandmother, because she was at New Hope and she had her little praise section, where that was her area, as they say. And so wanted to shout her out, many others. Some of you didn't get a chance to get us and get included in the video. So I want to shout out my little homie, Eric Wesley, Shantina's little brother. He was somebody that I met when we were working with Becky Williams and Hope Program and mentoring him. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, he passed. A couple of other names. A name from the past, Lil Lonnie Jackson. For those of you that remember, Little Left Hand Lonnie, he used to always come to the water tower and tell us how good he was, and he actually ended up becoming that good. And so we lost him too soon. I want to shout out the Gaston family, you know, losing Raymond and that unfortunate accident. And so, again, Michigan City's own. My aunt, my aunt Jessie Mae Trotter and Uncle Mayman Trotter. Shout out to, that part of my family. And, we've lost them way too soon. And, I guess for me, my last one, I'll end on. This isn't a 70s sitcom, y'all. I know it may look like it, but this is me. This is my mom, Tony Parks, and these are my brothers, Anthony and James. And so I wanted to shout out my mom. She was my everything. And, I lost her during the pandemic. But the good news is with my mom in particular that I know is that I didn't lose her because she was serving the Lord. And so I'll see her again. And so, even during the pandemic for me, I didn't get an opportunity to really honor her like I wanted to. We had a little bit of a memorial. Theo, Nicole, a couple other people came in through the clutch and helped me with that. Always will have a love and appreciation for that. But so honoring our loved ones, one thing I'll say, many of y'all know if y'all follow me on Facebook at all, I talk a lot about LeBron. But I'll tell you this, Kobe Bryant had a saying. He said, the biggest mistake that we all make is think that we have more time. And so this is kind of a little bit of the emphasis of this show. We're going to shout out Mel. Mel asked us to do this show again, and we got you, big fella. I've been knowing Mel since actually before, I believe, elementary. We were in elementary, we went sledding together back in the day. And Jamel is the first cousin of one of my closest friends. Many of y'all know James McCoy, who was our starting point guard. And so it's just a heartfelt loss. And Mel he just was doing so much positive stuff in the community and had his business. And oftentimes I would share his business and everything. So, hopefully, Mel gets to see that we honored his request. I'll pass it to you, Thee.
Yeah, I'm going to keep mine brief because everyone I want to honor, they're mentioned in the video, at least in terms of pictures, but you may not know who they are to me. So I think that the three main ones that's in the video that I would recognize would be my grandfather. So when you see Albert Johnson Sr., and his claim to fame in the video is he's the oldest birth date in the video. He was born in 1913.
Wow.
And he passed away in 85. So definitely my grandfather, my grandmother, Rosabelle Johnson, who we grew very close together after I got out of college. And so I think that's the cool thing about family. Sometimes, even with us being knuckleheads and sometimes, but as we mature and we grow, thankfully, and hopefully they're still around for when we start to get our lives together and we can appreciate them greatly. And then the one that's the closest, most recent was my Aunt Mary Ann. And so she passed away just last year. And due to not being able to have a memorial service, she was in Augusta. So there was no real service for her. So kind of like had that unfinished business, almost like a lack of closure.
Yeah.
And so this is really therapeutic for me as I was putting together the video, just teary-eyed sometimes and just feeling a certain way. Even just looking at some of the pictures of other people that people sent in, it's just some powerful pictures. Mm-hmm. And so we just wanted to be able to share briefly some of the people we wanted to shout out who were near and dear to our hearts before you all have an opportunity to do so also. Before we get to the videos, I want to highlight just a couple more. Cynthia Johnson, she shouts out her cousin James McCoy. She shouted out Jamel early on. Then this looks like the double heart emoji, and so Sharika Hudson.
Sharika.
And so without further ado, we're going to get into this video. One of the things we wanted to do was we knew that logistically speaking, it might be a nightmare just to say, everybody come on camera for this particular show. But we wanted to be able to have people to have the opportunity to show love in various forms. Some of it's right now as you drop these comments. Some of it may be as we bring you on the show later on. But we also wanted to have something that beforehand is already pre-made where people had the opportunity to show love.
Right.
And we didn't want to just randomly pick photos.
Right.
Because then our own limitations and maybe even our own biases may come in, and then, you know, people will be people. Why'd you pick these photos? Why these individuals? Why not these individuals? So we open it up to as many people as we possibly can by saying anyone on Facebook. And we didn't put any disclaimers. We didn't put any criteria. And so surprisingly, the turnout was great. It was one of those things where, from a production standpoint, I was like, I hope not only 5 people send in 5 pics. Hope there's 4. And then from a production standpoint, I was telling Hollis, we gotta close it. I can't put any more. We gotta have this done by Saturday.
Right.
But that's due to the fact that you all turned out and showed up. And so here is this video memorial that has been put together to honor as many people as we can. There will be an opportunity if you say, you know what, I really enjoyed this video. I'd like to get a copy of it, but I think we should add this individual. There will be an opportunity for you to send me stuff later on that I can just tack in at the end of the video to show honor to more people. But without further ado, we call next family, Michigan City family.
It's about 12 minutes, y'all.
It's about 12-minute video, which once again is a testament to you all sending these photos.
Much love, MC's finest.
Okay, wrong. My apologies. They're mislabeled. Here we go.
All good.
We think about our own lives. Have we ever shown up at a time where we should be celebrating with everyone else, but we're going through our personal struggle? Even during times of celebration, even during these high times, that there's always going to be someone who may be struggling. And it's our job to leave that 99, go to that 1 and help them out. Not just say, hey, you should be like us. You should be joyous right now, but just meet them where they're at. And even if that means that we get to miss out on the party, to be with them, that should be well worth it. Yes, yes, yes.
Gone and not forgotten. MC's finest.
Gone but not forgotten.
Show us some love, y'all. Show us some love. How was the video? Seeing your loved ones. When we looking at the comments, shout out to my partner here. Kind of nice on that production tip. And,
Thank you.
We really wanted to just show some love, y'all, and we wanted to show that we haven't forgotten, people that are no longer here. The older we are all getting, this whole social media thing is new. So, who's next to be, hearing about, your name on Facebook, unfortunately, because something has happened to you, you passed on or whatever. So, nobody deserves to be forgotten. And speaking of which, if I could, I just want to throw out a couple of people. So we talked about Mel. We talked about my boy Melly Mel, and as the point of, hey, we about to do this show. Mel been asking us to do the show, and love Mel. Like I told y'all earlier, me and him go way back. But what's funny about Mel is that when we were younger, Mel was doing this thing with the band. And,
he was nice with drums.
Yeah. And so we didn't know this dude was going to turn into a beast. I told Mel, I thought he was the best one out of all of us as far as potential NBA. It goes deep, y'all. Like, I almost went to JUCO with him, but he ended up going with Fred and Kool-Aid and all them. Mel played at Western Kentucky. Many of y'all don't know that. I remember when I was playing at Adrian, I looked in the paper and my guy Mel is like one of the leading 3-point shooters in the nation. Oh, and by the way, Mel was 6'6" and would dunk on you at any moment. Any moment. And so, but more than just basketball, like I said, that was my guy. And so we just wanted to shout him out. And then if I could real quick, I got to shout out Becky Williams. I didn't get a chance to come.
Queen.
Yeah. Here's how I encapsulate, for those of you that knew Becky Williams. And Theo and I are blessed that we're able, as part of our service to Michigan City, to still be on the board of Hope program. She led Hope. I'll say this about Becky. Number one, she taught me the importance of giving back to our community. And I got that opportunity, and it lit a fire in me. But number two, Becky was like our Al Sharpton. She was like our Jesse Jackson. If something popped off in Michigan City, and many of y'all know,
yes,
we were breathing a sigh of relief if Becky Williams showed up in that minivan. We knew stuff was about to get handled for people of color. And I had an opportunity, coincidentally, Theo and I, for a short while, was working at the Hope program for Becky back in the day. So it's just wanted to shout out some love for her. Ray is doing a great job of continuing that legacy, that Becky created. But I just wanted to say those shout outs, and then we could talk about Falls too, but I don't want to monopolize the time.
Yeah, one name that came to my mind when I was putting together the video, when I reached out to his mom, I reached out a little bit late, but as you saw, around the same time that our guy Jamel passed away, one of my day ones from Canada, which is an interesting story in itself. When I first met my wife, I told her I was born and raised in Canada. And she was like, what city? Toronto? And I was like, no. She's like, Ontario? I was like, no. Quebec? Winnipeg? And I was like, no, Canada and Michigan City. And she's like, boy, get out of here. But for us, Canada was this thing. The same way with Eastport, West Side. And so one of my day one Canadian brothers, Kwesi Mitchell.
Yeah. Shout out Binky, boy. Yeah.
Binky, but I had to shout out his other brother. We just couldn't get any photos for my guy, Yacht. Kenyatta Mitchell. We just known him as Yacht. And so Binky and Yacht and myself, their uncle was married to my aunt for a little while, and they lived 2 houses down from my grandmother on Union Street. So if you know anything about the Blue Chip, the parking lot, that was our neighborhood. And so there'd be times when me, Binky, and Yacht, along with my guy Kelton, aka Boo, Ringo, his brother Jeremiah, we would always kick it. Of course, David Greer, just all the Canadians, the Coopers, the Ringos, the Metcalfs, the Pashas. Shout out also to Zarita and Sterling Pasha. They both passed away. These are the parents of Shahina, Amina, Sterling, Khalid, and Rashida. And so we want to shout them out also. And so do us a favor, for those who are still watching. If you want us to shout out people, you can just drop those names in the comment.
Can I jump in for a sec, Thee, while they doing that? I'm looking at our comments, and this is why we doing this. I just got hit. My boy AC gone, Anthony Coleman.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
I don't feel like I knew that. I grew up with AC in Cool Spring, and ironically, he and I had our birthdays were one day apart. And he grew up just a couple of houses around the corner, him, Roberta, and I think Carlos, and so wow. Okay. If I knew that, I don't know if I remembered that. Wow.
And also, if you see in the chat, I just dropped a chat. There's a link for StreamYard.com.
Thank God. She said that he ain't gone. I was about to say, she said he ain't gone. Whoever posted, she said she tagged him. Praise God. Because I was like, I didn't know my boy was gone. Thank you for that clarity. Because I was sitting up there kind of tripping. All right. Thank you for that.
So we got breaking news. It wasn't breaking news.
It wasn't breaking news.
It's all good. We're not trying to break news. Sad news.
I'm glad
but if you look in the chat, 8:46 p.m., the chat from me, that is a link. If there's anyone who's interested in coming on, just in the comments say, hey, I want to come on. If you want to come on, we'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
You got the link right there. The only thing we ask is that you have some pretty decent Wi-Fi internet connection, or maybe you're coming on with your phone.
Yeah.
Like I said, like Hollis said, you click on that link. It's going to ask you to be able to use your camera as well as to be able to use your mic. You just name yourself. I was going to ask for a name. And then when you click OK, it's going to bring you into this waiting room, and I'll see you on the bottom of the screen. And then I'll just prep you by saying, hey, next up, we're going to hear from this particular individual. We'll bring you on. You have an opportunity to share a few words, shout some people out. For those who are shy and you'd rather not be on camera, once again, just put those names in the comments that you want to shout out. I know I saw one earlier on.
And Jason, if you want to dial in, man, you were,
This is from Sister Shawana Henderson.
See, that's why I thought AC. That's why I was tripping. I'm like, AC?
Oh, so these are individuals. Okay.
See, that's why I made that mistake.
She tagged these individuals.
Yeah. And I was like,
Hollis, you wasn't the only one. I thought she was shouting these people out also.
That's why I'm like, I was tripping. I'm like, my God.
This list is just the tag. Keep tagging people. I like that.
Yeah, keep tagging them. And I'm glad that was a major misunderstanding, because that's my guy. So anybody want to shout? And I think someone shouted out. I think Jamie shouted out. Thought I saw something.
I'm just scrolling back through some of these.
I thought I saw Jamie. Oh, it's on the Facebook. So Jamie, what's up, Jamie? Long time no see. She wanted to shout out Thee. I'm manning the Facebook thing, so you ain't gotta do everything. She wanted to shout out Tasha Peterson. I don't think I knew Tasha had passed. I don't think. So shout out Tasha Peterson. Thank you, Jamie. Tell Leroy we said what up, Jamie. Ricky Whitlow. So Laura Freeze shouted out Ricky Whitlow. Much love. Shout out. Let me see. Greg said, AC ain't go. I'm glad, Greg. I'm glad Greg on here. Good to see you, Greg.
Is that Greg Stanley? Which
Yeah,
Greg?
yeah. Greg, the cool one. Coolest young
Yes,
dude.
Greg sent some great photos of our homeboy Nick Allen.
Nick.
They were super cool.
Nick was I went to elementary with Nick. I went to elementary with Greg. We all grew up together in Cool Spring, and Nick was my guy. And I want to do a special shout out for one of my closest friends, Vaughn McNeil, his brother Brett. This is actually just the timing of this show is his passing away anniversary. And I can tell y'all, not only was Brett amazingly brilliant, but so is Vaughn. And Vaughn comes from amazing parents. I'm so proud of Vaughn for the man he is. He has such a beautiful family. I got a chance to spend some time with Vaughn and his family. I love his parents. And so just shout out Vaughn, just proud of you, bro. He killing the game on the insurance end, and just a couple of people are just too smart for me to even be around. And Vaughn one of them. So much love, boy.
Yeah, Vaughn and I, we've had an opportunity to reconnect, and so that's been great. So others, we want to just carve out some time for the remainder of the show. There's no other agenda on our part in terms. We just want to make sure that we're giving you the opportunity to shout people out.
Can I shout somebody else out? Rome. I just see Rome on there. Jerome Watts. I gotta shout out my boy Jackie Watts. Y'all, if y'all know him, Cat Daddy himself. I got a chance. Me, him, and Scotty Mack went to school together. I got a chance to really connect with him. We did some things that we probably shouldn't have been doing before I gave my life over. And but I actually had reached out to Jackie about coming to see him in California, just shortly before his passing. So Jerome, thanks for joining, man, and much love to Jackie, man. You know that.
Yeah, and I gotta give a special shout out to my Aunt Pat. She came through in the clutch in terms of just offering up some photos of my cousin Vindier. Some photos I had forgot about, because he had passed away so long ago. And so thank you to my Aunt Pat, but thank you to some of these photos. Y'all saw the photos.
Absolutely.
There were some classic photos of some individuals from way back, even some black and white photos, some athletic photos. And so there were some very powerful pictures.
Absolutely.
So once again, the production of the video was only made possible because of all of your contributions.
Absolutely. And I want to shout out my little cousin. I say little, she grown, but my little cousin Kim, she always going to be that little cousin to me. Wanted to shout out, Maddie Dunlap and Laverne Dunlap. So much love there. And I don't know how we forgot. Thank you, Kim. Sir Pledge. If you grew up in Michigan City, I'm sure you've been at some house party where Sir Pledge was doing his thing. So, shout out Reggie Ross, Sir Pledge. We wanted to give him that shout out. Thank you, Kim, for that. I see
and it's interesting because I actually downloaded photos to put in the video, but charged it to the game and must have got lost in the shuffle. So we'll definitely make sure we get some of those. Matter of fact,
Can I shout out some more while you're doing that, Thee? I'm just getting it off of Facebook. I'm gonna shout out some more. Craig Reed, what's good, my brother? I gotta give Craig a shout out. Craig was the coolest dude. I know that's the cousin. Craig was the coolest dude. How you look up to somebody and they're only a year older than you? That's how I used to look up.
I used to look up to him and Mount. Craig made it cool to wear sweats and sweatsuits and just dress how you want to dress during the basketball season.
Craig used to rock that collar. He used to have that collar when we was in junior high. And of course, everybody know Craig was a hooper, hooped at Lamar, did his thing at Rogers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Craig. I'm a basketball historian. I'm pretty sure you averaged about 18 a game. We all know Malcolm Reed. They come from just a balling family, but Craig just a real dude. When he did his hip hop thing and all that. So much love, Craig.
So Hollis, we got this pic right here.
Okay.
Let me see. Just going to allow me to get this up.
I got some more shout out. Okay.
So we got our guy Pledge. This was one of the photos I was planning on putting in the video. It's got lost in the shovel, but that right there is just a super duper pick. But the one that really probably encapsulates what we remember him for. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, this is it right here. Y'all know, on the ones and twos.
There you go. That's a perfect picture.
Perfect picture right there on the ones and twos.
The only other picture that would have been better is Pledge always hoop with us. He would always be on midnight with me or something like that.
He was Escalade before Escalade. You know.
Exactly.
He was Navigator. He was Lincoln Navigator.
Shout out to Pledge. And let me see here. Let me hit some more folk. Let me see. I thought I saw. Hey Mo, we got my boy Mo from Elston. Thanks for joining us, brother. Saul wanted to shout out my little brother lost his fiance, y'all. I hope it's cool, Timo. Just, much love. I was blessed to be able to meet her. Keep holding it down, Timo. You my brother, my little brother. Let me see who else we got. Okay, Herman Wilson. We already know that's a basketball legend. Shout out, much love and respect there. I've heard all kind of stories about him and his greatness. And I have to say this is not me being biased, but my fam, Chris McGregor, said that when LA wins the NBA championship, talking about the Lakers, we got to shout out the LeBron haters. We're not gonna distract y'all. I'm just being fair. I'm just reading the shout outs, y'all. Y'all, but it just so happens that's what fam put. So we ain't gonna get controversial with y'all today. Let me see. I think we got everybody on Facebook. And if anybody wants to join, if we miss somebody, you just want to get something off your chest to shout out. We're getting close on our time. We're at almost an hour. And so if there's anybody that, obviously we don't know everyone. So if there's someone that you want to just give a special shout out, a little love to, let us know.
And just a reminder for those who are tuning in on Facebook, if you want the comments, any of your comments to be displayed on this particular podcast, just make sure you make the comment during in the actual live stream that's coming out on our page we call Next. If you're commenting on someone's share, we may or may not see those particular comments. Well, we can see them when we look on Facebook, but I can't see them in the actual studio. So if you want us to see your comments that we can put on the screen for this particular podcast, just make sure that you're tapping into the live stream that's coming from our We Call Next page. Comment right down there, and we'll put you on the screen. Once again, we do want to hear from. There's no pressure. Hollis and I, we've enjoyed being on camera. But if there's anyone who says, I just like to just come on, say a few words. Once again, I'm going to drop that link for us. And just make sure you follow those instructions.
Oh, yeah, I got some more shout outs, Steve. Sunita, obviously Diane Day, Loretta's sister and Tish Lane's cousin, much love. My classmate, Diana, and Derek, much love. Derek, what's up, boy? Mike Lemons, I pattern my defense after Mike. So, Mike used to really, if it wasn't for Mike, I probably wouldn't have made the Hall of Fame in college basketball because Mike used to challenge the mess out of me and, make me step my game up. So much love to Mike.
So Jason has a great question.
Okay.
It says, how can we see the video again? So basically what's going to happen is as soon as we log off, the live stream will eventually convert to a replayable video. It's going to be available on our platform that we call Next page. Once I see it's available, I'll share that to my personal page. I'll have Hollis share it, and it's basically going to be the replay of what you all were seeing live. The things we did well, any technical glitches, all that's going to be on there, but it's going to be still a great and powerful video. So you'll be able to rewatch it, share it, and if you just want a copy of the actual memorial video, I'll eventually put it on Facebook, not Facebook, but on YouTube, and I'll shoot that link out on my personal page on Facebook, and you can get that. And so
for a small donation of $19.95, you can get that video. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I got some more shout outs.
All right, give us some more shout outs.
Tiana, what's up? What's up? First of all, shout out to Tiana's mom. I know you didn't say that, but just want to give a shout out.
Yeah, she was in the video, Sister Linda. Okay, yeah, so shout out to her.
Cool. And then
shout out to my Aunt Pat. She's on the screen.
Cool. Yes. And then we had Neil Singleton. I used to do ministry with Neil. I actually broke some boards with Neil. He was my instructor. So, I mean, Neil was the first person from Michigan City. You talk about Michigan City's finest. We actually should spend some time on him. I saw Neil fighting on ESPN back when I was in junior high. He was that dude in Michigan City. So,
and what Hollis didn't tell y'all, when he was breaking boards, it wasn't because of kickboxing and karate. He was actually in construction. He kept breaking the boards, so he got no martial arts.
No. It was these size 13s were nice, y'all. I was breaking some boards. Let me get some more shout outs. Babu, Keela Ward, much love, Keela. Wendy Calvin. Babu, he used to hoop with us all the time. They used to say he looked just like my brother Anthony. And Babu was Mr. Keep Your Woman Away, because he was so good looking, So Babu, much love. I saw not little, but I saw Zach on here. What up, Zach? I saw you on here. Of course, we got.
That's my guy Cajun. I used to call him Cajun because he was real spicy with his.
Boy, Zach was spicy. Zach could get at you, boy, in that country accent.
You see that comment on the screen?
Jason always be hating on me, man. I broke some boards, man. I did. Let me see. And we appreciate, man, Jason, if he wanted to get on camera, he can, but Jason was there for Mel, being our lifeline in a sense of keeping us up to date. He would let Thee know, and he kept people involved. And Jason, I'm glad your mom's doing well. And, we always love for her. And but Jason, we appreciate you. Jason, busy. Speaking of Michigan City's finest, I'm talking about Jason, as we spoke earlier, prettiest left-hand jumper that I've seen in person. Jason, y'all know Jason was mad nice with this game. Jason, like Theo, we're upperclassmen, and they taking minutes from us. They were that nice. And then they went on to great things between himself and Theo. So shout out to Jason. And now he's still making an impact in the basketball world and coaching and doing just a lot of wonderful things. So, big up, man. We here to shine a light and show love to our people in Michigan City, man. And Steve Bones, what's up, bro? I ain't see Steve in a minute. What up? I love this, y'all. I'm getting to see people I haven't seen. Shout out, we got Rav Shell. We shouted him out on the video. Let me see. Wow, Chris Crawford. Wow, another hooper. And I forgot about that.
Yes.
Wow, Chris Crawford, shout out. Man, as we start doing this, you just realize that we've lost so many people. But here's the thing, y'all. Everybody on this call, we're blessed that we're still here. And we continue to make memories. We can't take any day for granted. No days for granted. We are blessed that we get to be here, that we get to honor these people. And the way you really want to honor somebody is by living a good and productive life and impacting others. That's really how you honor people. Let me see. Did I get everybody?
Jason just shouted out someone, Larry Ahmad, who just passed away in the last 3 days.
So I don't think I know him, Jay. Monica Thomas, what's up? Of course, we got Pam here. And actually, because it was so new, thank you, Pam, for allowing us to do this. You know, as Theo mentioned, initially it was just going to be about Mel. That's how much love we got for him. And then we opened it up. But I did not, and Theo and I, we took time to ask people, you know, if we could honor certain individuals. If they wasn't like a teacher or something, you know, kind of in the public eye, if you will, we wanted to make sure it was cool because we're very sensitive to that, hey, maybe I'm not ready yet. So, and Pam gave her blessings and thank you.
Actually, appreciate that.
Actually, the last time I saw Pam was at her house and I was seeing Mel. I can't remember how many years ago that was. Justina Grinson, I remember you. What's up? You know, my cousin Connie, how you doing? We shouted out Mamie.
The Grinsons, that's another one of the Canadian families.
I think I got everybody. And then some of you all, your names, thank you for just joining us. You know, Sarah and, you know, let me see who else. We just thank y'all for y'all support. This is about MC. And Albert Johnson, we thank you for joining us. Cornell Branch, we thank you. Long time. I haven't seen that name.
That's my cousin, my little cousin Cornell. We got some stories.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Tyrone Redden, what's up, guy?
Tyrone. Look here, Hollis. So I was in, you know, I ran into Tyrone yesterday here in South Bend. And so I was picking up some food. I saw him at right next door, so we chopped it up. Which reminds me, I wanted to shout out. I wanted to shout out 2 of his family members. He said he was going to send this information in, but he didn't. You know, he would. Some of it was still pretty fresh. But I was like, well, at least let me get their names. And so I wanted to shout out Tyrone's father, Herbert Redding, who passed away, and his sister, who just passed away 4 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Mary Redding.
Wow.
So her name was Mary Redding. And so Rome, you know, just know that you're in our prayers. You know, you know how we used to do back in high school. And so it was great running into, I run into Rome every now and then here in South Bend. And so just wanted to shout them out, Herbert and Mary Redding.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And might I say, it was someone else I wanted to, and so we didn't spend a lot of time, but, you know, as I mentioned earlier with Kim being my cousin, you know, her and Melvin have been married for such a long time. Forgive me, Kim, I don't remember how long. And I know we're starting to lose some people, so we'll be closing up soon. But I wanted to shout out Marvin. I mean, you know, Marvin was an amazing point guard. But the thing I loved about Marvin was he was bringing it every day on the basketball court. He was pulling up his shorts. He was getting in you. And so I loved it about him. I absolutely loved it because if y'all know me, that's how I roll. So I mean,
there'd be times where we would be on the west side, you know, me, it could be Woody, Marv, Mel, Gooch. We'd be in the crib chilling, you know, having a good time, doing what we do, get to arguing about basketball. And next thing you know, it could be midnight. We out at some court shooting hoops. And you know, the metal backboards they got in Michigan City at a lot of the parks. So people, you know, call the cops for like noise, you know, noise complaints. But that's how it was. You know, the philosophy back then, if someone talking trash about the court was like, it's too many courts in the city not to go settle this right now, but no matter what time it is. And so shout out to Marv, definitely.
Absolutely. Marv was one of our best. He was, and he'd tell you too, matter of fact. He definitely would tell you.
I think he ended up being the all-time assist leader at Elston. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. And I know
there's a comment I want to put up that's going to be a great segue into our future. This is my shout out to my wonderful, lovely wife, Nicole. But she was just saying, continue to give people their flowers while they're still with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a special announcement. We don't have a date set, But in the near future, we're going to have our second comeback episode, and it's going to be the bookend, so to speak, to this particular episode. This episode was all about showing love, giving flowers to those from MC who have passed away, remembering their love, remembering all the great things that they did for us as individuals and great things for the city to various degrees. Our next show is going to be all about showing love and giving flowers to those who are still with us. For MC, people who are from MC, who have gone to other cities and other states who are doing great things, and especially those who are still in the city doing great things. So do us a favor. Once we make this announcement on Facebook, we want you to then, once again, help us out by dropping us names of individuals you think we should highlight. Because as Hollis says, I'm in Mishawaka, not too far, but I still don't know all of what's going on in the city. Even though my parents and my sister and nephew are still there. Hollis is in Tennessee. And then we got people who left the city who are all over, whether it be Cali or Atlanta or Dallas. And so if you know of individuals who are doing great things, whether it's from teachers to police officers to entrepreneurs, anyone who is representing the city well, and you want to give them some flowers, this is going to be your opportunity. Because as Hollis and we were talking earlier, we don't want it to just be where we come together and it's always at a funeral or it's always at something like that. We want to be to give people their flowers while they can still smell them. And so if you know those individuals, please help us out in that regard.
Love it, Thee. And speaking of that, I do want to bring notice, y'all. We do have a doctor on the call, for those of you that may not realize it. So my little brother, Theo, Dr. Williams, so we're going to give him his flowers continually. And I love the fact, I actually asked him when we started this, make sure you put doctor down, because ain't a lot of us get to that level. So that's I'm just so impressed with that. And so
appreciate it, brother.
Now we got, I told Aaron I ain't calling him Diesel, but I would tell you this. I watch you, boy, on that show almost every week. This dude, you talking about doing big things. All right, I'll call him Diesel for this moment. But this brother here is doing, this is my old partner, running mate up in junior high, but he's doing amazing things. Y'all probably seeing him on TV, movies, everything, y'all. And he repping MC.
Definitely shout out to Mackins and definitely shout out to Amiga Keys. She's going to be one of the people we highlight, but I know they're doing big things.
And can I say something, one more thing, Thee? I want to shout out Aaron's brother, man, Leon, man. I want to shout out Leon. And, Leon, I knew Leon a long time. Y'all, many of y'all knew him, and just want to shout him out as well, Aaron. So much love there.
And I got to put this comment on here. One of my leading ladies, second only to my lovely wife.
Yeah.
Shouts to my moms.
That's what's up.
Big support. We talk every Sunday.
Williams, yes.
We may or may not talk this evening because I'm very tired. So, Mom, the stuff I would ask you about, what did you cook? What did you and Daddy eat? Is he watching the game? We're doing well. We had some food also, and we did this live podcast. But shout out to my mom. She's been super excited about this show. And shout out to my sister. I saw her online also. She shared it. She's been super excited. She's been one of our biggest supporters. Yeah. And interesting, Hollis, we say we're brothers and we don't put any disclaimers on it. But you can tell that he and my sister are brothers and sisters too, because they both got this unrelenting urge to talk down on me, but then give me a slight compliment, but it's always hitting in something. And so they'll build me up and then they'll tear me down.
Didn't I just say the doctor was in the house, y'all? Didn't I just say that?
Yeah, so you build me up, but that means something coming later on where you're going to clown me. And so shout out to my sister. She's been one of the ones that every time we mention We Call Next, she'd be like, why y'all talking about it? When y'all coming back? Yeah. Be about it. So thank you, Nita, for your support. And then shout out to my nephew, Zaire, who's doing great things. And you're going to hear more and more about this young man. We got our biggest fan. So Hollis mentioned that we gave a T-shirt away. And this T-shirt wasn't just given away just randomly. It was to our biggest We Call Next fan.
Yes.
When we were doing our live streams, he was tuning in every week from the time we had Del Rey on, the time we had DB, Damon Bethea, to where it was just me and Hollis. He was always faithful. So we got to give a shout out to our guy, Hughes.
Hughes. He's I'm trying to say a word. I just jacked it up, but he is a historian. He's one of the staples when it comes to.
Oh yeah, he knows all the basketball stuff from Michigan City.
100%, y'all. And Tiana brought up a good point, as far as when we end this show, ending with prayer, and because obviously this has been emotional show for many. And so I thought that was a great idea for sure.
So we will end in prayer, but we also want you all to drop some prayers in the comments too. So we want y'all to pray too. So you drop some prayers in the comments. This was a comment from Mackins. Thank you, brother. He loved MC, miss him, but it ain't bad having a 400 power lifter for a guardian angel.
It was huge, y'all. I remember working at the Y.
So Jason says, I'm still mad y'all didn't bring me on. We can bring you on right now. That's what I'm saying. We've been telling people, get up in here right now.
Exactly. I literally said, Jason, are you getting on?
I'll drop the link again. Cause we love to hear from you, Jason.
For sure.
We did have your brother. We had because we had Larry on with Scott Bachman. Yeah, we should have had Jason on, but I think life was life, and like I said, just charge it to the game, not to our hearts.
Yeah, for sure.
Comments are still coming in. Yes, Zaire McKinney has next. That's my nephew.
Yeah.
If you're from Michigan City, football, baseball, cross country, he did a little basketball, but more importantly, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7 from the time from elementary, middle school on up to high school. And so he's doing great things. Once again, if anybody wants to, I thought somebody had came in. If you want to come in, just say, hey, I'd love to come in right quick just to say a few things. If not, we're going to be wrapping up soon.
I was wondering where Loke was. He been too quiet.
So they got that sibling rivalry. So Larry says, yeah, y'all did right by having me on first. So Jason, you take it up with your brother. Just a last call for shout outs. If you're on Facebook.
You see what your cousin Saul said? Saul said, I guess Saul said, don't have him on if he lying in the bed like on that photo.
Oh, must be that football photo.
I don't know which one. I think Saul talking about Jason, maybe.
Yeah, he had that football photo.
Oh, okay.
And I can't see these comments, so he must be commenting on some other thing.
I'm manning the Facebook comments. Yeah.
Awesome young man, got to have those grades tight. Yes, he's been doing it big since day one.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, we gonna.
So Jason, you want to come on, man?
Before we close out,
anybody?
Loco? Don't be shy.
We love to have y'all on. Like I said, it wasn't about us. It's literally started off wanting to just honor Jamel, and then he mentioned Falls, then the domino effect. And like Hollis was saying, it was you don't even realize because if it's not on Facebook or if you didn't hear.
And shout out to Monorado, Mr. Monorado, man. He used to let me get out of class and we used to go to the gym and shoot ball, and had him for business law, but just really was a quality dude.
I had him for accounting. He caught me cheating one time, and could have ratted me out, but just really just gave me the internal talk about don't do it.
Yeah.
But didn't rat me out. So shout out Leo. Your father was a great man.
Great
And I know
man.
he was putting a lot of people on during the summer with the monorail roofing.
With the roofing,
Even though it was normally, reserved to the inner circle of the football team, but it's all good. He was a great man, great coach.
He was a gatekeeper. Like, I felt like I was a Red Devil seeing him walk around.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you saw the football pic when he was playing, so that's old school. So I really enjoyed those pictures and him of Coach Donnie Thomas, Uncle Donnie, Big D,
absolutely,
who all the way was my PE teacher in elementary school back at Mullen. One of my best days of my life. We had that game where you had to they got somebody in the middle of the court and all the people are on one side and you got to run to the other side and don't get tagged. One time, everyone got tagged and I made it by everybody one time. And he had that parachute that you got to go under. But okay, so we do have somebody in the studio. He's just adjusting his camera, so I'm gonna give him time to get his.
Well, let me say this.
Right.
Let me say this while you're getting that ready. I'm man in the comments. Speaking of Michigan City's finest, how do we not shout out Mag, Donald Mag Robinson? I still remember sitting in Elston Auditorium with him, listening to him flow. Much love to Royce. Mag, we appreciate you joining us. But come on, y'all, we don't get no bigger than Mag. Got an MC on hip hop, like
one of the best to do it on the mic, and so it really touched my heart. I reached out to Mag, to get some pictures for his brother, and he was just so appreciative of the fact that we were thinking about them like that. And so definitely shout out. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on, and look, he got his own name, Jason's MC Finest, up in the building. So give it up for one of the best to do it. And as Hollis says, he held it down. You talk about a friend is a friend is a friend.
Yeah.
How he was just holding it down, driving from Indy to Michigan City for Jamel's last day is goes without saying. So let's bring him on. And this is the first time we're bringing someone on in this program. So hopefully all goes well. We're going to see. So Jason, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, fella?
All right. So we got our man Jason Ashley in the building.
What's up, man?
So go and wrap to it. The floor is yours. You can talk about Jamel. You can talk about anybody you want to talk about. Just the floor is yours in terms of you coming on.
Man, I just first of all, man, want to give a shout out to y'all, man, for doing this. You guys with this here is really touching people watching that video. I think I might have missed some of it because I got on late. That's why I want to make sure I can see it again in full, see everybody on there. Just amazing to see how many people have gone on and came through the city. The names y'all brought up, I didn't know they had even passed away. So, but yeah, that's big. And just one of the things with Theo's beautiful wife said that we got to give flowers to people while they're here. Because you just never know when that time come that we all got to cross that road.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure we shout out people and be there for people.
Yeah.
Because that's just so important.
Yeah.
Being like the roots that you have. I just realized that probably in the last maybe couple of weeks, just how important MC is to me.
Yeah.
Just the love that people show me when I come back home. I never came back home a whole lot, but like every time I come home, it's just the love that people show me is just it just touches you a different kind of way.
It does.
And me and LA went up to the bowling alley, just the love of all the people in there who I ain't seen 20, 30 years, and they showed me love like it was the 90s.
Yeah.
That was wild to me. You know what I mean? It had me thinking about different things in life where, I feel like, I met a lot of people in my life, from college and, fraternity and, a business world and being all over different country. But it's nothing like the love from the boys that you had way back when you didn't have all that. You weren't in the, when you wasn't, making money because you got a good job or a nice house. The boys that was with you when you didn't have nothing but your bicycle riding through the city. Like, those your boys. I mean, those people. They love you. They love you when you didn't have anything. You know what I mean? You didn't have the titles and the degrees and all this stuff. these the guys that loved you then and they still got love for you now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just really realized, that's the true love, the true friends are the ones way back, in the 80s and 90s who when you just a little youngster, they had love for you. We
Yeah.
had love for each other. I wish, some of the young people today could appreciate, the
Mm.
friendships that we had back in the day.
Yeah.
How we cared for each other, how we looked out for each other. Even when we battled each other, all three of us, we battled at
Mhm.
different times, playing time or where it be, but it was always still love, no
Yeah.
matter.
Always.
Always.
And then the families, like Miss Williams, I saw her pop on there. I
Yeah.
saw her at the funeral. I mean, just like it just don't go away, just like it's wild just to see, how close connected our parents were. And, for Miss, I remember I could see it in my head right now, Elston Jim. I see Theo mom with her sweater
Yes.
on. I'm seeing my mom with her sweater on. I see
Yeah.
I'm saying Jamel, mom with her sweater on,
That's
and
bad.
Pam and my little sister. You know what I mean? And man, the love was just so deep, man. I found some pictures from some pet rides we had back in the '90s, man. Just like people don't understand really how it was, but just the family environment. From
Mm.
dad, Theo, just our families. Everyone had no problem correcting each other. We was wrong or right. We looked out for each other. I remember Larry. I remember that bank we had with Larry Adams. His mom was there, and I shout out his mom during the banquet. You know what I mean? But yeah, don't forget about Larry. That's a long time ago. But no, Larry Adams.
He
You know,
made the video.
he was. Yeah, okay. See, that's what I
Mhm.
missed, man.
Yep.
See, so I got to see the whole video, man.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter, just a family, man, that we all had, man. Just how everyone was with everybody, and we looked out for each other. And I just wish, as a people, that we can get that back.
Mm.
That back in the 80s and 90s, man, it's different than how it is now. You
Yeah.
know, we really encourage each other, really try to uplift each other. And the OGs was the ones that did it for us.
Yeah.
The names like Steve Dabney and Mike Lemons
Sure.
and,
For
you
sure.
know, Bob Boo, all them dudes, man, watching them play ball, man, seeing them doing it, and Keith Gales and Kerry
And
Rob.
with legends and
Yeah.
legends.
Curtis Jackson,
Man.
you know what I mean? Those guys, man, that came before us, man, they just laid it down, man. And
Man.
KK and Edgar. I mean, the older
Yeah.
cats really they put it out there for us, you know what I mean? And I just feel like that's missing right now, man. And I went back to the not Elston game. I went to the Wolves game, it just hit a little different, you know what I mean? I felt
Yeah.
like, it didn't have that same kind of they supporting those young boys. I appreciate that. But like I just feel like it ain't like how it was like we used to do it back in the '90s, man. I feel
Yeah.
like the city really embraced us, man, really uplifted us, with the police cars to the whole
Man. Come on, man.
for the regionals, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
To us going down to
Or,
Lafayette.
or no, Jay, this was a lick right here, though. You go to bed before regionals or something, and you wake up and your yard has been decorated.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
Or-
how did they get out there? Who went out there at that time where they got posters, balloons, ribbons? Hollis, you never got that at your house. But for Jason and I, that's why Hollis had this look on his face like, I ain't never got the decoration.
hey,
Hey,
I-
you might
I
have one
wasn't- I
year.
wasn't-
It was only good 1 year when you got there, Theo. So you only got it for 1 year. So
Look, and don't mention the community. After a game,
Yes.
we got on our and let me say this, Chris McGregor, you got to keep us honest because we want to definitely show love to Rodgers. So if you know what I'm saying, so we don't want to just leave y'all out. But boy, you go to one of them house parties after the game, they didn't seen us on TV.
All right, no.
Come on, man.
You already know. But you know what? That bring up something special because like I posted on Facebook, man, probably about 3 weeks ago. I went to go watch Andre Lewis team. I'm a student of the game, so I out them. And I said, man, this Andre Lewis over there coaching, and he was coaching this team. I was scouting. He came with tweet the first one to tell me about the unfortunate thing that happened with Mel.
Yeah.
Then the next week, man, next couple of days, we battled each other on a court, man, as coaches, man. And that was just special to see another brother, from MC, and me and Andre go back so many years from church together and our families.
Absolutely.
In Reverend Ashley and all that, Macedonia.
Yeah.
It was South Macedonia back in the day. You know what I mean? And it was just special to experience that with him. You know what I mean? Another man from Michigan City, another hooper. You know what I mean? That now we coaching and giving back. He got a little daughter that's coach.
Yeah,
you know,
she's nice, huh?
Yeah, that was just special, man. So you run across things like that, and you run across Mark Darrell and his son, he's playing now, and so like you go across this, man. It just really embraces, like, man, that how we just. I mean, Mark, people don't know that, but like I even had that bread like that for them shoes back in the day, and I remember Mark sometimes let me wear his little Jordans and stuff. You know what I'm saying, back during the game, so I could feel special.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that about Mark, but me and Mark got that special bond. It's funny you wear your shoes, man.
Yeah.
It's nice for your shoes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot, man. And Mark Dillon never batted an eye, you know what I mean, and did it, you know what I mean? So, this is a bond we had, man. I hope these young boys do that, man. I hope that y'all keep going on with this show and keep shining light on the city, man, because people don't really understand the city, like really what the city's about, man. Yeah. It's sad that we don't get that kind of recognition, but, I meet people down all the time, like, man, I'm from Michigan City, like, oh, man, they used to hoop. I said, yeah, we used to hoop. Yeah, yeah. Now they disrespect us now, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they know who was up north, you know what I mean? Yada, yada. But they knew, in the late, 80s, mid-80s, and 90s, Michigan City was a force to be dealt with, you know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
But yeah, y'all keep doing that, shout it out, man, and shout out to the loved ones, man. So many people's come and gone, man. But giving flowers, man, is definitely a big deal, man, because our families are very, very close. And when I saw Theo mom, man, that it brings back so many memories, you know what I mean? Seeing a mother of your friend, you know what I mean, because of how she treated you and how well she was to you when you was a shorty.
We all went down to Florida. Remember that trip to Florida? Me, you, Jason, and Reggie. Me, you, Reggie. Yeah.
Oh man, hey, hey, remember that gospel tape I had?
You did, yeah. Jason was preaching. Yeah. He was preaching and doing the singing in the choir.
Let me get A and B selection. You know what I mean? You know how we did it.
Planting seeds, though. He was planting seeds way back then, though.
But Jay, let me say this to you. You remember Shoot the Bull?
Oh,
me, you, Mel,
yeah.
Fred?
Yeah.
and look, y'all don't know this. We won the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And Shoot the Bull, and they called a timeout on us.
Man.
And what happened, Jay? And then they cheated us.
They cheated us, man.
And we didn't take our trophies. Did we lose Jay?
He's there, but he just disappeared. But he's still on, so it's not on our end.
Well,
I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Well, Les Bolton, man, wanted us to also shout out Barry Arnold too.
And this is one also, Curtis Stevens.
Oh, for sure, Curtis, for sure. Who's that? Christy? Yeah, that's like family to me. No question. Hey, Christy.
So we're not sure what happened to Jason, but
we do need to get ready to close out. We already been on an hour and 40 minutes, and so if there's no one else that needs shout outs or wanted to get on really, really quick, thank you.
This is the last call. If you really, really want to get on, just click on the link that's in the comments. Or continue to shout people out. Like I said, this has been our pleasure.
Chris said this sounds like an Elster podcast. Rogers got next. We gonna work with it. We gonna get it right.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he could have got on, and then he could have told his side of the story. They say like the history, the people, the victors get to tell the story. So.
He said Jason. He said Jason is a victim to that Elston Wi-Fi. See Chris over here clouded.
Yeah. But shout outs to Chris and the family.
Absolutely.
And so, as I was saying, this was really our pleasure. And when we think about a comeback show, we can't think of a better show to make our comeback than to be able to show love for so many people. We show love to those who passed away, but if we're honest, y'all, when we go to funerals and memorials, it's really for the people who are still there. The people who still have to run this good race. And it was just our hope that we could come together and help one another continue to run this race. Whether you are still grieving and mourning someone who passed away 20, 30 years ago, or you're grieving someone who passed away 2 or 3 weeks, it was important for us all to know that we are MC and that we got love for one another and we're going to support one another. And so, like I say, stay tuned for our next podcast where we're going to continue to do what we just kind of transitioned to, which just shows our natural tendency is to just give flowers. You know, Hollis and I, we both live successful lives in different areas. But we've always wanted to be the type that shine a light on different people, especially shining a light back to our city. I always tell people, we're from one of the smallest, best major city in the world.
That's good.
There's no place like Michigan City. And I always joke around my wife, she's from the Bronx, home of hip hop, home of this, New York. And we'll be watching the show or be a movie. It could be about an alien attack. It could be about something good. And they'll always mention, downtown New York. And she'd be like, yeah, New York got it going on. I'll be like, that's because they couldn't get the filming permits from Michigan City. That's the only reason why they talk about New York. The movie was supposed to be about us, but we didn't let them in. So we always want to show love to our city. And so we thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah.
Once this does render, like I said, it's going to become available on our site. Share it, love it, do the hugs. And when you share it, put it a brief description on your page to let other people know. We want to get these views up. Our highest viewed podcast. We're still new to this podcast game. But when we interviewed Brother Delray Brooks, I think we capped out with maybe 1,200 views. Our last promo, the first promo we did for this, did you hear? They're coming back. That it had over 1,600 views. And so we want to shatter that. We're talking about 2,000 views and up. We want to really shatter that, not that Hollis and I can get any attaboys or pat on the backs or applause. That's not why we do it. But we want to continue to put this in as many faces and in many eyes and many ears as possible for people to show love for all those from Michigan City. So, Hollis, do you have anything to close us out? And then we're going to just close out with a word of prayer. I thought that was a great idea. I actually thought about maybe we should do that, but sometimes the way I trust God is if I have something, but I want to just hold on to it, it'll be confirmed in someone else. And so, Sister Tiana, thank you for just letting us know to do that prayer because it has been emotional. I know Hollis, was thinking about his mom, he thinking about my aunt, others thinking about loved ones that are just fresh. And so we want to close out in a word of prayer. But before we do that, Brother Hollis, you got anything you want to say before we close out?
No, just thank you all. Thank you all. We can't do this without y'all. We thank you. You all on this call are part of Michigan City's finest, as well as everybody in that video. So we just thank y'all.
All right. If you're in my house, I'm just going to close out in a word of prayer. Dearly Father, we just thank you once again for your grace, your mercy, your loving kindness towards us. We're so thankful that, God, as you sent your only begotten Son for us, you too know the grief of losing a loved one.
Yes.
But we're so thankful that that he did not stay in the grave, but he is a risen Savior. And those who believe in him will rise again also. We pray for those who have passed away. We know that their absence is a void that can't be filled. We pray for those who are still here, Lord, and we know that there's no expiration date on grief. And we hope that you've been pleased with us as we, as your sons, as your servants, as humble young men from Michigan City. We just wanted to show our gratitude to you, to our families, to our community. And we pray that just this slice of time, this hour and a half of time has given comfort and peace. Continue to be with each and every one of us as we go our separate ways. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Much love, y'all.
someone's tuning in, they know who you are. You're Hollis Edwards. They know who I am. I'm Theo Williams. But do they know who we are? I don't think they know who we are, who this podcast is. Just let the people know one more time who we are.
We call next.
We call next.